couple of weeks ago, Victor Lucas and I were in Tokyo, Japan, and we were lonely at night. We weren't spending time together. We would go back to our rooms and we would play a game called Stealth Inc., a clone in the dark. At least we were supposed to be playing it back then. This is on the PlayStation Vita. It's $10.
Yep.
It's not the most ambitious game. It's not going to rock your world or anything.
But it's fun.
If you like
And it's
puzzle
clever.
platformers.
Yes.
So explain the premise of the game to the folks at home.
Well, you play a little clone, and you've got a bunch of other clones at your disposal. You kind of look like a minion version of Sam Fisher. So you've got to get past these really tricky death trap type levels with laser beams and camera eyes and guards that you have to sneak past. So all of those skills that you learned in Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell games, they come to bear in this platformer type adventure. There's moving platforms and elevators and all kinds of doodads and traps and things like that that you've seen in lots of other puzzlers and lots of other platformers before, but it's elegantly created and crafted here, and you got 80 levels, so it's kind of a robust game.
Which is quite a package for $10. I got to say a couple things on the downside here first. Let's get the negative
Okay, that's
out
your
of
job.
the way.
That's your job.
It's not the easiest game to get into.
You will get angry at this game.
Some of the early levels, the objectives are very obtuse, and figuring out the logic of the game world is more difficult than it needs to be because they do a poor job of explaining how the mechanics work.
Right.
But once you figure it out, and once you realize when you can be seen and when you can't be seen, and the way that the game world is going to reward and punish you, then the game starts to open up. The levels start to get increasingly Byzantine, and they become almost these Rube Goldberg type devices. Look at me piling on the adjectives and the references here. And all of a sudden, you're getting through these levels and you're getting to the end of these levels, and you're feeling what you should feel whenever you play a puzzle platformer. That sense of relief that you will never have to do that again. But if you do feel like you need to do it again,
you can.
there are leaderboard functionality in there. It's hard sometimes while you're playing this game not to think of better games. Like I said, it's not the best game in the world. The thing that I kept thinking about, and this is because we saw Indie Game the movie not that long ago, was where's Super Meat Boy on the Vita? Where is Braid on the Vita?
I'm sure those are all coming.
Like, let's see these games because those are better games than this, and they deserve to be
Limbo's
played.
already on the Vita.
Right, thank you for bringing Limbo to the Vita.
No, but I really dug this game. I think it's worth the download to your Vita. You can play it on the PS3 as well. I'm going to give it an 8.5. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it an 8. There it is, 8.